All right, take two. What you don't know is I just did this. I'm gonna do it again because the framing wasn't perfect. I want everything to be perfect for you, even though there's no such thing as perfection in science. There is refine and try again and learn from your mistakes, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm learning from my mistakes. I've got my phone here to make sure that I am framed this time. Big mistake last time. We're gonna work on our static electricity lab right now. I'm gonna step you through the procedure. If I haven't mentioned already, my name is Mr. Tennant, and I teach science at Hayden. Maybe by this point I used to teach science at Hayden. All right, you're gonna become me at this point. Here we go. On to my body. And check. I'm just framing everything up. I got my phone right here. Can you see that? There you go. Here's what we're gonna do. This is the LabQuest. We're gonna detect charge using this device and a charge sensor, this device. There's a bit of a lag. Now I know how celebrities feel. I'm gonna turn this on by pressing power for a couple seconds, let go. It's gonna start to initiate. As that's initiating, I'm gonna take out my cables for my charge detector. The leads go in one side, circle with circle, slide it in gently, slide it in, rotate to lock. USB, one end is micro, one is standard. Well, you shouldn't put it in the sink. The micro side goes into the micro side of the detector, okay? So we've got round side, micro, and then once the LabQuest is done initiating, as soon as this screen is done, we're gonna plug the USB into the USB slot. I'll show you that in one sec. And then I'm gonna be rubbing together different materials today and figuring out where on the Triboelectric scale they should appear. So here we go, USB goes in, and the sensor will turn itself on and auto-identify. So it's already reading charges, but there's a problem. It doesn't know what to compare to. We want to always read charges compared to ground, okay? Ground is always the black cable. It doesn't really matter actually, but let's just for consistency, we'll choose black as ground. And the tap is definitely connected to the ground outside, thanks to pipes and modern day plumbing. And so there we go, we've grounded our detector. The red cable is the detecting end. So we're gonna move charged material close to that red side, and that's gonna tell us our charge here. And you can see that right now the charge isn't even zero. We need to zero our sensor. Zero. Now I've already run this, so there's a chance there's charge building up on me. There might be, so I'm gonna just rub myself all over this grounded tap, okay? And I'm gonna zero it again, but you're gonna notice it's still not gonna stay exactly zero, and that's okay, because there's charge everywhere. I'm touching this table. You just wanna get in the habit of always zeroing this and being as close to zero as possible, even though it'll never be perfectly zero. So now it's time to create some friction. So just better safe than sorry. Let's just get ourselves ready here. And I'm gonna grab my rabbit fur and my stiff rubber rod, yep. And I'm gonna really create some friction. And once you feel like it's enough, do a little bit more. Hopefully you're having fun. I'm working up a bit of a sweat. Here we go, okay. Now let's detect the charge. Oh, I'm gonna zero this because it's been a while. Okay, I'm gonna bring this close to my charge detector, and notice, I'm not gonna touch it though. -3, -4, roughly, -3, -4. Didn't touch it. -3, -4. I'm going to record that in my data table. So that was rabbit fur plus ebonite rod or black rod, black hard rubber rod. And then if the black hard rubber rod has a charge of roughly -4, then that means the fur must have been charged positive. So you might be thinking, well, I'll test that, and you can try, but the problem is the fur is hard to test because each of these fibers gives up or takes on a few electrons, and that imbalance dissipates quite quickly into the humidity, into the air, so it's really hard to actually detect the charge on that. And so what you have to do is infer that if this was charged, if the rod was charged negatively, this was probably charged positively. Maybe you don't have a number, but it would be the opposite of whatever the rod was. There you go, record those values. Then you do another material, give it a good rub. It doesn't look like I have to zero my sensor again because it's roughly 0 now. And here we go, last time it was -0.4. This time, +2. The opposite charge with this rod. So there you go. Record that information, continuing recording your observations with other materials that have been provided to you. Then you put your materials in the right order, and you're done the activity. Remember, always be zeroing this when you take new data. So now it's time to put everything away. Now it's time to put everything away. So you go in the reverse order. So unhook the ground. There we go, put that aside. All right, unplug the static sensor, turn and pull, twist and pull. All right, just be gentle. Into the bag, into the bag. Okay, unplug the USB. Notice the power's still on because it's battery operated. Press for 1, 2, 3 seconds, and it's off. Into the bag, into the bag. Finally, to turn the LabQuest off, home button, system, shut down, okay, and you're done. So, just in case you forgot who I was, Mr. Tennant here. I hope you had fun. I did. How's my angle? So I'm gonna try to, this is what my cousin does on Instagram, hold on. Is this the, she leans in. How do I look? Okay, I'm leaning in. I hope you had fun. I hope I look skinny.